of damage. He ends up dodging the execute, and this is just ridiculous. Look at this. I throw down the trap. I'm trapped in the corner. I can't get out. I have no choice but to just trade with these guys. They have a void gauntlet and a rapier, and I win the trade. What the hell? Well, come on in, everybody. I told you I would get more footage on the musket and great axe build, and I did. It was super fun to play this build again. I'll be honest, my musket aim is really bad, and I love playing the musket, but it is probably my weakest weapon in this game. So combining it with great axe and taking advantage of that stupid amount of lifesteal it gets helps a lot. Halfway through the gameplay, I made a big change to the build that was actually suggested by you guys in the comments, and I dropped powder shot and I went for sticky bomb. And oh my god, it is so much fun with sticky bomb. Seriously, it just gives you all of that. You know, I played that mechanic build and I loved how much ground control you could have with a setup like that. Just look at the sticky bomb blowing that guy up. You can just get such crazy combos with it. And as soon as I put that sticky bomb on, I was having a lot more success with this kind of a setup. And maybe that has to do with, you know, my bad musket aim and sticky bomb being more of a close range thing. Doesn't matter. Anyway, we've got lots of gameplay footage for you guys today. On top of it, I have got a build breakdown at the end of the video. Of course, there is a written guide linked down below if you guys want to check that out too. Let's get right into it. First player goes down to the beautiful combo, and right away we start working on the next target here. He is blasting with his blunderbuss. We don't get the grenade explosion, but again, even if we miss that grenade, we kite around it, we try to pull enemies towards it or within melee range of it, and oftentimes people do not see the grenade. The trap is a huge visual that people can easily avoid, but if you throw the grenade down, people miss it way too often, and then this guy just goes Void Blade. I mean, we've got the lifesteal too, man. You can't just Void Blade this kind of a build down. And then we head back out towards the enemy spawn. I actually had a lot of fun fighting in the enemy spawn. I think this is the place for me because you can pull players off to the side and it's not as zergy as pretty much the rest of this OPR map. It's so tight, you'll often find yourself just getting piled on by players. There you see the grenade explosion. And I go in for the execute, and this man had full stamina. I don't know, he's the one player in this fight, he's not dodging nothing. He just ate the attacks. So he goes down nice and easy. There you see the grenade explosion goes off. You get a bit of damage into this guy, but he's on his Void Blade and he's staying aggressive. And I'm just trying to kite out a little bit and get that combo in. There again, we connect with the grenade. I find the grenade actually a lot easier to connect with than the trap as well. So that's definitely a plus. And my powder burn actually hits both targets here. I was switching up between powder burn and power shot, and I gotta be honest, I like power shot more. Especially since this is a very anti-dot meta. There's a lot of different stuff that people are running to counter your damage over time. So just going for the flat-up burst from Power Shot, I actually kind of preferred. But either way, there's 3 players here now, and I'm just shooting my bullets into them, trying to take down this mage. He is very low on health. And there's my beautiful musket aim. He tries to get inside. Oh my god, Reap. Why are you like that, Reap? I end up pulling him back, getting the kill, and then I huck the grenade at the ground here, and this guy just runs inside. He doesn't want any of it, so I turn around, and as soon as I go back here, he just pops right back out and starts shooting again. And he easily avoids that trap, of course. And then I get really good damage. He ends up dodging the execute, and this is just ridiculous. Look at this. I throw down the trap. I'm trapped in the corner. I can't get out. I have no choice but to just trade with these guys. They have a void gauntlet and a rapier, and I win the trade. And man, I did this fight live on stream, and when this happened, I'm just like, what the fuck just happened? How did I just win that? How did we just out-trade those guys? But man, we threw down 2 traps on there, and we just kept hammering away with the great axe. We got the lifesteal from the vampire's vestments, and apparently it's enough to trade with fucking void gauntlet. That is insane. So yeah, healing is broken, guys. Healing is broken again. I don't even know what to say. It is absolutely crazy, and those guys, they walked right into, apparently, a trap, and I didn't even think it would work. And I keep fighting them, and I end up kiting back out here. They all respawn and come chase me. There is the fire staff player, well, the other mage player here as well. So we've got 4 enemy players, and I just do my best to try to lure them into a little bit of a tighter spot here rather than the open field, because they all have ranged weapons. I don't want to stand there and just get shot down. Throw down the grenade on here. I put the trap down as well. There you see, they don't see the grenade. I get a connection on it there, and it does damage to the one player. But there's just a lot of pressure coming from these guys. One of them's got a healing staff too, so we need to be very, very careful how we engage here. We need to try to take down this healer if we can. And yeah, I think like 3 of them have a Void Gauntlet. Oh my gosh, Void Gauntlet, very popular, but maybe that will change. Anyway, I just keep kiting around here. They are so cautious of my bullshit now. They do not want to step in my traps. There you see, this guy steps in it. We almost kill him with the execute. He dodges just in time, and I take a lot of damage being in that kind of exposed position. Just pop my potions, and look at how fast we're healing up thanks to that endless thirst. Oh my god, man. If there's one thing this build does incredibly, it's healing. Like, the burst is freaking awesome, don't get me wrong. Having that grenade combo is so hilarious, and in some of the later clips, I get some really good combos with the grenade, but the healing power is just nuts. Here, I step right into the bullshit. Oh my god, I should not have gone there, but it's okay. The haste stacking from traps just allows me to easily walk out of it, so that's completely balanced, and I'm still taking a lot of chip damage here, and these guys, well, they did the right thing. They ended up just wearing me down and shooting me up, and then they get me at the end. Moving on to the next clip here, I throw down the trap as these 3 players head towards me. Again, I'm fighting in the enemy outpost. I really like this spot, and I get good damage on the first player that falls in the trap there, and the splash damage from the grenade actually doing quite a bit to the sword and shield player. And look at this, I tossed the grenade on the ground, and he didn't see it! He didn't see it. He's just holding block. It explodes. He dies. Oh my god, man. I swear this grenade is so good. And the other 2 players, they just follow me down this kind of tight corridor here. And I like this corridor because it can line up the musket shots for people with bad aim like me. I managed to land a couple hits on them, and then I just break a little bit of distance. I don't want to get caught by that Ice Gauntlet player because he actually is doing heavy attacks at the end of that, so he would hit me with a nasty Immobilize, and we all know Immobilize is a death sentence when you're outnumbered. And I just keep throwing the trap down and just work my way around. It looks like the Sword and Shield player has come back. I head towards the grenade that's on the ground. Again, we just want to kite around those grenades. We want to make sure that the enemy players are fighting on them. I don't realize that that's not my trap. That's the other guy's trap. I'm forced to pop my ultimate, but a good call, because if we stand in that, we are in huge trouble. And there's a connection with the grenade. Big explosion and the execute. Oh my god. Another one bites the dust. He goes down. I throw the traps back down again. Throw the grenade down as well. And land a shot on this guy here. The other player just steps right in my trap. I end up shooting, but he dodges at the right moment, so I don't get the connection there. And again, we just keep throwing those grenades down. We want to lure these guys into it. This Sword and Shield player, man, he is not seeing them. He's walking into them every time. We get the trap right as this guy loads up the long animation on his fire staff. And then we hit him with a reap, and down he goes. Now it's just us and Sword and Shield guy again, and you cannot block this grenade. You have to dodge it if it's stuck to you. So it ends up just doing damage through his shield here. And man, I love Great Axe. He's just trying to hold block and tank this out, and that is not going to work against Great Axe. There he switches to Hatchet. We easily get a nice trap at his feet. And this guy is just hanging on. I think the Hatchet passive just saving him there. And there's that heavy attack. We break the block. Down he goes. And one last clip for today, just a short one, hanging out at the other enemy outpost. And again, we're just throwing those grenades on the ground, kiting back over them. There we land the power shot into the grenade. Look at the damage. We almost 100 to 0'd this guy with that combo. And I think just a dot on him ends up taking him down. He was in his Greatsword Onslaught stance, so he takes a lot of extra damage too. And then we switch to the next player here. I just try to keep the pressure on him, and we drop our stam here, but that's okay because the Great Axe actually has the stamina recovery passive baked into it, and I do have that point taken, so I just was trying to stay aware of that when I played the Great Axe because it is a really good passive to have. And here I go for the execute. He just does a good job avoiding it. We throw down the first grenade and they throw down the second trap. There's the heavy attack into the gap closer grenade explosion. Oh my god, such a clean combo. Here's a look at the build, guys. Of course, we're 350 intel, 100 dex, just to maintain a bit of musket damage. The intel passives give you quite a bit of bonus damage, so the musket actually hits pretty hard still on this setup. Maybe not as hard as a glass cannon musket, but still fun. And then the Great Axe, very offensively focused, no big changes from yesterday. But for the Musket, I have dropped Powder Burn and put the points over into the Sticky Bomb. Really like that. Sticky Bomb also returning some stamina is a huge deal too. So we got really good stam sustain on both weapons. Again, I'm running the Syncretic Musket. This is probably the best musket perks for this build. A lot of people have asked about sundering stacks on the musket. I think you could try it, but someone in stream made a really good argument for why attunement would be better than sundering stacks since musket's base damage is so high. Plus, we get a lot of rend from the trap already, so yeah, I gotta say, you know, if you can get a better gear score version of that Syncretic Musket, it's probably the way to go. Of course, Vital Synergy on that chest piece, absolute must-have. Since we have so much healing power on this build, so much Lifesteal, it's going to amplify everything. Shirking Heals is a must-have as well as one piece of Hasted Vigor in order to give us that additional 10% haste. This build can easily hit haste cap, no problems. And then on the Life Ring Amulet here, we've got the Shirking Empower, Divine and Health. Divine, again, so important for healing. And then Shirking Empower just kind of giving me that Empower instead of having to go for the elemental gems on my gear. And of course, then we can go for the energizing gems to make up for the lack of stam recovery from the amulet. And then Endless Thirst, we talked about the secret tech with this. When you pop your healing potion, your other one is on 80% cooldown. It is not affected by the Endless Thirst increased cooldown. So as long as you cycle between the two, you can have a potion every 19 seconds with all the benefits of Endless Thirst. And I really like that it also gives us a 10% empower. We are using cleanse pots as well, so we get to take good advantage of that. And then Heart Rune of Stoneform, that is the build, guys. Have a good night, and I'll see you next time.